first times I met Tom Cruise were at my friend's house, and we were playing ping pong, right? He's like, let's do something competitive.
I know Tom Cruise loves his ping pong.
You bet. And I love...
Most of your top stars of the day do.
You bet. It's a prerequisite.
It was a prerequisite, folks, to play ping pong. Most of you probably have no idea what you just witnessed. You thought Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, was high and was talking to David Letterman about a game of ping pong he had with Tom Cruise. But you see, this is why you need to operate in the spirit of truth, because I would want to know the truth about what I just watched. And now that I know the truth, I know what they was really talking about. For one, I mean, it makes me sick, and it lets me know how sick this world is, and that it's been created from Hollywood. Hollywood has been the main source of the main creator of all this filth. But what it does, what it can do to you, if you understand, like if you're willing to dig for the truth, those great pearls, and look and want the truth. I'm not going to tell you what they were talking about, because they would probably take this video down and my channel. I don't know, but it wasn't a game of ping pong, we'll put it that way. And why those people do that, those things, those movie stars, for one, they use those things to blackmail each other. That's what all this Puff Daddy stuff is about. The Epstein guy, all that stuff. And it all come from Hollywood, and I've been showing you, you should know who founded Hollywood and who runs Hollywood. It's the same ones that we're waiting here right now. What's today? Today's the April the 13th. We're waiting. All the news channels are saying any hour now Iran's going to bomb them. Yeah, those people. They run Hollywood. It's all one conglomerate. And that's who the world, I hope it's not you, but that's who the world has submitted, pledged their allegiance to those people that do those sort of things, that joke about ping pong right in front of our faces, and no one had a clue what they could have been talking about. I'll give you one hint. It's the reason they use the word ping pong is because of the two letters, the two P's. Think of another word that has two P's in it. Yeah, there you go. That's their little inside joke that they have. And is it a surprise? Is it a shock to you? It shouldn't be a shock to anybody. I mean, we've been seeing it. Where do you think all these missing children go to every year? 300,000 or 400,000 or 500,000 children out here in America go missing, probably all over the world. It's unbelievable. You've heard the stories just like I have. Until you start digging into the truth, you are just as, you're a victim in that whole thing too, because they've created this illusion, this expectation, this sense of security for you. They've created it through the TV screen over years of Hollywood movies, music, everything. and religion, and they've sold you this fake story of the Messiah, of the Word, and because you haven't dug into the Word enough, you don't understand what's really going on. But if you would just bear with me and let me show you a few things that I've found digging, the Most High's led me by that Spirit of truth to find, and over, on this journey. And once you start understanding what's really going on, it's going to open up. Like right now, the world of believers, they really don't know what's going on with these events. They think it's the war of Gog and Magog. They really don't know. But if you see the Word the way I'm telling you to see it, that it is, all that stuff makes sense to you. You understand what's going on. That it's been the war of Gog and Magog. But it's Gog and Magog isn't who the world thinks it is. It's not Russia and China. It's bigger than that. It's destroying the whole world. It's the man of lawlessness. The prince of Rosh, Meshach, Tubal, or whatever, that's the Gog of Magog, that's the man of lawlessness, the anti-Messiah. And it can be easily discovered. All you got to do is go look and read Ezekiel 38 and 39, and you'll see that it's the lie about the Messiah that we would get in these end times, and that's what we've gotten. And that is how the earth is being destroyed, the believers. But like we'll go look at Revelations chapter 17, I think it is, where it says the Lamb was able to overcome the beast and the dragon, and it keeps using the word the Lamb. You have to understand that word is used. That is for you. That's how you overcome the dragon and the beast, is by doing what the Lamb would do, what the Messiah did, and that's come home. Understand that the world right now believes that a bunch of pedophile genocidal maniacs who've created nothing but the worst kind of filth that's imaginable. It's not even imaginable. The world believes that those guys are the chosen ones, the holy people of the Most High, and you best not touch them. And when Iran does bomb them today, they're going to be, it's over for them. And you're going to be cheerleading Israel on. Those people. And that's the image of the beast. And we'll go look, and we'll look at Revelations 13 and 17. But right now I want to read chapter 12 of Zechariah. We got 10 and 11 last time. I'm going to at least get chapter 12 and keep this going. But we're going to go take a peek at Revelations just to confirm what I've been saying to you. All the more. Let's get this 12 though first. The message of the word of Yahuwah against Yasharal. Yahuwah stretching out the heavens and laying the foundation of the earth and forming the spirit of man within him declares, see, I am making Jerusalem a cup of reeling to all the people all around, and also against Yehuda in it is in the siege against Jerusalem. So what he's saying is Yehuda was involved in the siege against Jerusalem. And it is, because he's talking about the hiding of it. He's not talking about what you're seeing on the news. That's part of it. But anybody surrounding that place is not Jerusalem. That's the image of the beast, and that is going to be destroyed. But everyone and all the peoples being against Jerusalem is what's happening right now, because no one will even look at this truth. They're unwilling to accept the fact that they've been lied to, and that The real Jerusalem is in Utah, America. Yeah, sounds crazy, doesn't it? But yeah, go check the facts and you'll see that that's a fact, Jack. And that place over there is the image of the beast, and you've been lied to up one side and down the other. But hey, I did too. We all have. There's nothing you can do about that. All you can do now is do a 180, repent, and overcome them like the Lamb. And in that in that day it shall be that I make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all peoples. All lifting it are severely injured, and all the nations of the earth shall be gathered against it. In that day, declares Yahuwah, I strike every horse with bewilderment. Here's this part right here is where you're going to realize what I just said is true. When I said it's a fact, Jack, you're going to get this fact right here. You're going to see it. In that day, declares Yahuwah, I strike every horse with bewilderment. Why? See, and this is how you have to understand. These are all code words. He's not talking about horses or tanks or nothing stupid like that. He's talking about just like the four horses of the apocalypse, you know, the white one and the black one. He's talking about the vehicles on which these lies about Jerusalem and everything else have rode in on. These theories, these congregations, these institutions, these brotherhoods and secret handshakes and pacts and agreements and all that stuff. Those are the horses. They're struck with bewilderment right now, and blindness and madness. That's what I was just saying in the beginning of this video. The world has no idea what's really going on right now. They got no idea. But that's because they don't see the image of the beast for what it is. If they would just turn and just investigate to see if that is the image of the beast, once they see it is, it's going to unlock all this other word for you, and then you're going to be like, oh yeah, duh. And you're going to see what's going on. And on the house of Yehuda I open my eyes. Here you go, boom, right here. Okay, he strikes every horse with bewilderment, and its rider with madness. And on the house of Yehuda I open my eyes, but every horse of the peoples I strike with blindness. So no one's eyes are open unless you're looking at the house of Yehuda, the real house, his house, the place he placed his name. And that's what Revelations means. That's what the word Hazon means. It means the revelation of the location of the house. Hazon. And on the house of Yehuda, I open my eyes. Hazon. Haz means house, and on, like on top of the house. So what that word in Hebrew or Greek, I think, means, we looked at it before, it means the revelation of the location of the house. What do you think apocalypse means? It means revelation, the revealing, the lifting of the veil. That's what this means. If you ain't looking at the house and doing what the Lamb done, and look, do you really think the enemy, look, I can show you from front to back, side to side throughout the Bible that salvation comes when you come home, from front to back. And I can, all through the Bible, I can prove it to you. That's a fact. If you don't care about your inherited land, mourn for its the humiliation of it, all that stuff, and come home, there is no salvation. If you were a prisoner somewhere and you were prohibited to come home, but you wanted to, that you're a part of the family. Yes. So back in the days when they were prisoners, like in Babylon, and they couldn't come back physically, that's different. Right now, we have the freedom. You have been presented with the truth of your true home, the reality that the place you give any kind of adoration to has been the image of the beast. It's a lie. Look, would the enemy tell you where the true place is so you can come home and find salvation? No, he would not. Look what comes from that place. Look at everything it's done, and it's about, the word tells you that there would be an imposter, the image of the beast, the one that was and is not, yet is. That's the image of the beast. His deadly head wound was healed, and the world marveled after it. Okay? The only truth you're going to find is in the house. If you're not looking at the house, you're a victim of these horses that have been struck with bewilderment, madness, and blindness. And the leaders of Yehuda shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem are a strength to me, through Yahuwah of hosts, their mighty most high. Now, I'm not for sure what that is, but what I'm feeling, what I'm leaning on is these Mormons and like the leaders, the state of Utah, because look at all the Civil War stuff we've been seeing. That movie just come out on theaters. Everything, you see the separate, the division, the dividing. You see the invasion at the southern border. You see the deterioration, the suicide of this nation, and that one over there. That's what's happening. They're destroying themselves. It's not going to stop. And it's the Most High ultimately, because look at how it's making everyone vote. Okay, not politically, but what I'm saying is, look at how, like, Tucker Carlson is speaking and talking about a genocide over there. And now all the right-wing people who were just swinging from his necktie last week, now they all hate him because he's talking about them people. And them people are the image of the beast. You see, it's a trap. It's a snare. You have to come out. This is how you find your salvation in these times. For us, we have a different set of instructions now that the time that our home, the punishment, it has ended. We can return now, just like in Daniel. That which is set apart shall be made right, and that's coming up this year. That's why the year 2024 is the year of the return. And I've proven it, haven't I? Sure have. So, and that's why you see all these movies that are talking about the return. And it's all been about everything the Most High's been showing us, the self-determination, everything. And all the stuff, all the evidence that I found, I came here and searched out her towers, and I relayed it back to you guys, to the coming generation, that this place is ran by Mormons, and it's a whole different place. It's not like any other place that I've ever been to. So, and we're going to read about it more. You're going to see. It says that the leaders of Yehuda are like a fire pot among the nations. Like no one wants to come here because there's no lottery tickets. There's no bars. There's no strip joints. It's clean. It's nice and pristine, clean. They're down in Salt Lake City's kind of sketchy, but anywhere else, it's where you would want to be. You know, let me say that again. So I see, I don't know, who am I? That's above my pay grade to try to pretend like, you know, I know how it's going to go down here in the end. I don't, but I could totally see that being what he's talking about here is, you know, these guys aren't going to go, like I could see the Civil War, in that movie Civil War, they say that it's Texas and California, I think, that are joined up, the Western forces, you know, but maybe Utah would be isolated somehow because they're different. They're not gonna go for what these other states go for. It's just because all the senators pretty much and congressmen here in the state and the governor, they're all Mormons. That's why they're here. Why do you think all the Mormons are here? Have you ever looked at the story? They believe that the Messiah, Jesus, is going to set his kingdom right here in these valleys. Why would they think that? They got that information for a reason, because now they're here as like a hedge, like a safeguard for us who want to return home to Jerusalem. They're going to provide some form of safety to us somehow. I don't know how that looks, but I can already see, I've already experienced that safety to a degree, but I can see how that it would be that way. And look, the Most High might make it known to these people, the Mormons, that because we have returned, we've come home, we followed the Lamb to Jerusalem, that this area is protected now, and they realize that that we are a strength to them, and they will protect us. You see, the inhabitants of Jerusalem are a strength to me through Yahuwah of hosts, their mighty Most High. They'll know who we belong to, won't they? That's what the mark is. There's two different types of people in this earth. There's people who have the seal of the Most High on their forehead. That means they observe, they love him. They are a part of the family. They don't work on Shabbat. They enter into their rest. They come home on the feast days. They come and get with their family on the set apart days to be a part of the family, to congregate, assemble. They love each other. And the things they do that, you know, they have a certain way of doing things. Certain things they do. So the world is going to know who has the seal of the Most High on their forehead. Anyone else has been marked for destruction, marked by the beast. And if you just think about it, how that could happen, you have to look at and understand that Israel is the image of the beast. Once you understand that, you'll see how that's the fact. That anyone who isn't looking for their true home and come home, they're marked for destruction. And it's because of the beast, the image of the beast. Yes. In that day I make the leaders of Yehuda like a fire pot among trees, and like a torch of fire in the sheaves. And they shall consume all the peoples all around. See? On the right and on the left. On the right and on the left. That sure sounds like civil war right there for sure. And Jerusalem shall dwell again in her own place in Jerusalem. Boom. You see there? And look, just think about this. They don't care about right and left here. They're Mormons. They're doing what the Mormons do. That's what it's all about. This whole place is completely different, like I've been saying. And if they see that, they're probably thinking, well, here's the return coming. And there they are, there's his people. And they've went down there to where Jerusalem truly was. The government of this place is going to welcome you in. They're going to provide protection somehow. They're going to want that to happen. Okay? If you said this was taking place in, I don't know, Illinois, they'd have you arrested. Do you see? Can you see how that would happen? Anywhere in the world, if you said, we're going to set up shop here and start Jerusalem, we're going to operate by the Torah, the instructions, and no more Babylon, they would kill you or arrest you. But in Utah, there's a possibility. You can see how it would work out to be to where they would say, yes, come in here. And yeah, you can do that. They'd probably give you the whole chunk of land down there. The state of Utah would. Who knows? But that's the kind of place it is. And there ain't no other place on earth like it. And then the Most High made it that way. It's a cushion. It's for lots of things. He covers everything. And don't think it's not, to you, complicated. Yeah, it's intricate. There's many aspects to it. He covers everything. Multiple birds. So, and his understanding, that's how high it is. And I've seen and touched this. I've touched the evidence of what I'm saying with my own hands. I've seen it with my own eyes. I experienced it. So there's just one more piece, a clue, a witness to this. One more clue out of all, look at all the clues I've done brought that the Most High showed me that I've relayed here. They're going to be like a fire pot, and they'll consume all the peoples. And then right there, bottom, the last of that verse right there, it seals the deal. Jerusalem shall dwell again in her own place, in Jerusalem, where the Fremont Native Americans, so they say, got ran out, and the Ashkenazis, or Anasazis, excuse me, the Anasazi Indians mysteriously vanished, and they had lambs, and they came into the Wasatch Valley, and the archaeologists call it a residential cycling, that they frequently came into that little area 3 or 4 times a year, and that they lived in all around this area, Utah, Colorado, Nevada area, Idaho, all up in here area. The splendid land, you know, where you can't drive a mile without seeing something that makes your jaw hit the floor. The awesome land, the pleasant place, the throne. Yeah. This is where it is, my friends. And Yahuwah shall save the tents of Yehuda first, so that the comeliness of the house of David and the comeliness of the inhabitants of Jerusalem would not become greater than that of Yehuda. See, it's going to be like a team effort. You think that there's the rapture theory, get that out of your head. That's death. Nothing like that's going to happen. You got to come home. But how this is going to work out, you know, it's not going to be this big fantastical deal that the world's thinking. It's going to be more subtle. The kingdom, you know, we're going to transition over into the kingdom, but it's going to be subtle, and it's going to take time, and I enjoy every second of it, and you would be too. You could be if you were here and you were seeing it like I am, the way you need to be seeing it. And like I have to repeat, I'm not saying I see everything. I'm saying what I'm seeing here is what the Bible's saying. And we keep reading it, and I've been proving it. That's why I'm able to say that with such confidence. Check the facts. Go back to the videos and look at all that we've studied and broke down and read, and all the information and evidence and proof that I've brought. It's a wrap. I could have rested my case a long time ago, but I enjoy it, let me tell you. I enjoy exposing darkness, the deeds of darkness and wickedness, and I enjoy thoroughly exalting and esteeming the Most High Abba Yahuwah and sharing with you because I love you. So there's going to be some kind of a coalition in these days. In that day, Yahuwah shall shield the inhabitants of Jerusalem. See? The inhabitants of Jerusalem, of a place, of a city. He's going to shield them. And the feeble among them in that day shall be like David. The feeble. That means they're all going to be mighty men and women of the Most High. And they will be. I mean, any way you want to think about this, you just consider it for a second. You'll see the truth in what I'm telling you. The people that will come home, the people that will search for the truth about the image of the beast, they'll have the cojones and the humility to step out and admit they've been wrong and lied to, but they got the fortitude with it, you know, to turn from that and seek out the true home and seek the Most High's word and see that he's been telling them to come home. When you find this place, come home to it on the set apart days, on the feast days, and I'm going to shield you. You're an inhabitant of Jerusalem. And you do that, and you walk, you walk, if you're going to have to walk away from everything to do it. And whoever can do it and show up and come to do it, they're going to be a mighty man and woman. It's just fact. It's common sense. Just think about it. All you got to do is just think about it. It's simple. If you don't, you're not none of that. You're the opposite. You were untrustworthy. You weren't faithful. You didn't believe. You couldn't go through with it. You couldn't even look into it. And it was all because of the image of the beast. And a lot of people are still pledging their dying allegiance to him today, aren't they? You know? I want to see if Trump, you know, that would be the real twist, you know, like a movie. If Trump would come out and say that Israel's committing a genocide, I wonder if these Christians who are standing firm with Israel that love Trump, I wonder what they would do. They'd probably just split in half right there. and just two pieces of them fall down. It's the Most High's pulling, it's like he's pulling teeth. Every day he's ratcheting up the vote. It's like, he's like, oh yeah, you still want to vote for him? How about today? What about today, now that I've proven to you that they're pedophile, genocidal maniacs? You're still going to vote for them? And look at, and your nice, comely house is over here. It's still sitting here just like it was. You just didn't know it was here. And you can have it and live forever. You can come right here. Oh, you don't want this? Every day. The truth is revealed more and more, and the votes are taken. So even the feeble of them are like David, and the house of David like the Most High, like the messenger of Yahuwah before them. And it shall be in that day that I seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. So all around, just like we've been reading, everywhere we've read, how many times have we seen that it's the wine press is trodden down outside the city, outside the gates? The whole world, the city of Jerusalem, the true Jerusalem, is going to be like the ark in the days of Noah, but the difference is this time it's not going to be water that destroys and cleanses the earth. It's going to be fire, and the protection is in Jerusalem. We've just been reading it, and you can find it anywhere you want to look throughout the Bible. All the prophets are talking about it. So anyone that comes against that, and he's not talking about anyone wanting to kill the image of the beast. That's going to happen. He's talking about anyone denying this truth, hiding this truth. And we're going to read about that here in a minute in Revelations. It says, here's the endurance of the set apart ones. He who leads into captivity has to go into captivity. He who kills with the sword has to be killed with the sword. Captivity. That's the image of the beast. Even if you can say, and I hope you do, I hope you can finally someday come to that realization and say, yep, he's right. That is the image of the beast. You still have to come home, though. Even after you realize that, you got to come home. That's the Lamb. That's how you overcome, is with the Lamb. He told you where to be. It's like the bus stop analogy that I've used for so long. It's like the bus stop. If you have a ticket to go home, you know you best be at that place at that time to catch the bus. Otherwise, that bus leaves and you're left behind. You have to be at that place at that time. And what that place and time is at Jerusalem on all the feast days. It could be 20 years from now when all this gets destroyed. I don't know. That's above our pay grade. All we do is follow the golden rule. Follow the Lamb. We go home. We're blessed coming in, blessed coming out. Boom. And then when it happens, we'll be there and we'll live. Because we were family, we wanted to be there, a part of the family. And everyone else chose something else. And they will be destroyed. And that's what we're told. And I shall pour on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem a spirit of favor and prayers, and they shall look on me whom they pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mourns for his only son, and they shall be in bitterness over him as a bitterness over the firstborn. In that day the mourning in Jerusalem is going to be great, like the mourning at Hadad Rimmon in the valley of Megiddo. And the land shall mourn, every clan by itself, the clan of David by itself, the women and their women by themselves, the clan of Nathan by themselves, their women, Levi, their women, Shimi and their women, and the rest of the clans and their women. In that day a fountain shall be opened for the house of David and for the inhabitants of Jerusalem, for sin and for uncleanness. There you go. Everything I just been talking about. It doesn't matter what you've done. If you don't ever come home, then it does. Yeah, then it matters, because you're going to be destroyed either way. But if you just come home, it don't matter what you did. That's the salvation. You want to come home. And no one's stopping you except for yourself. The only one you have to overcome right now is you. And you got to come back. That's that fountain. That's them living waters. That's why it talks about the street and the living waters in Revelations. The tree of life. And it shall be in that day, declares Yahuwah of hosts, that I cut off the names of the idols from the earth, and they shall be remembered no more. And I shall also remove the prophets and the unclean spirit from the earth. And it shall be, when one prophesies again, that his father and mother who brought him forth shall say to him, you shall not live, because you have spoken falsehood in the name of Yahuwah, and his father and mother who brought him forth shall pierce him through when he prophesies. Yeah, that's what happens right now. And it shall be in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he prophesies, and not put a hairy robe on in order to deceive. So someone that prophesies, even his mom and dad's going to want to kill him and say, I'll kill you. That's what happens to this word, to the truth we're talking about, Jerusalem. Try it one time and see if they don't want to kill you. I was just saying, you got to walk away from everything. If you get to bring someone, count yourself blessed. But I don't see many of them bringing. It talks about coming with their children. If you got young children, yes. But good luck convincing your spouse to do this. Good luck convincing your parents, your brothers, your sisters, anyone you know, when you realize this is the truth. They're going to laugh at you, and if you keep going with it, they're going to want to kill you. You'll be the outcast, the poor and the needy, the lonely, the crushed in spirit, the brokenhearted, and you're going to be in good company. So come on with it. Your kingdom awaits. But all these people that say they prophesy, but they put on the hairy robes in order to deceive us, once we're seeing the house, once our eyes are on the house, open on the house, we see the image of the beast. We see all them people that are still talking all that. It's to deceive. We understand that it's for money. It's in order to deceive. That's why they got them gimmick like voices and stuff, and the routine where they get talking in a rhythm and screaming and yelling and stuff. It's to pump you up, to get that money coming out of your wallet. That's what they want. Don't get it twisted. And I don't know, maybe some of them don't even know that. I don't know. How can I know that? But either way, you need to stay clear of it. But shall say, I am no prophet, I am a farmer, for a man sold me as a slave in my youth. So all them people who are deceiving, preaching, they're slaves. They were sold in their youth, and they're going to stay there. And they're going to try to convince you to stay there. They're going to tell you that I'm someone that's speaking this is insane. But what am I speaking? Follow the Lamb. Avoid the image of the beast and death. That's what the word says. But, that will prove to you who is all about this life and this word and who ain't. Who truly does fear the Most High and who doesn't. Because if they're against following the Lamb, there's your sign. And one shall say to him, what are these wounds in your hands? And he shall say, because I was struck at home by those who love me. O sword, awake against my shepherd, against the man who is my companion, declares Yahuwah of hosts. Strike the shepherd, and let the sheep be scattered. But I shall turn my hand upon the little ones, and it shall be throughout all the soil, declares Yahuwah, that 2/3 therein are cut off and die, and 1/3 is left therein. And I shall bring the third into fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I shall answer them. I shall say, this is my people, while they say, this is my mighty Most High. Right here, let me read a little bit of this 13 to you, and let me prove this to you. Chapter 13 of Revelations, Hazon. Hazon, again, means the location, the revelation of the location of the house. And I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast coming up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads names of blasphemy. Names of blasphemy. Jesus is a name of blasphemy. It means hail Zeus. Yes, it does. Go check the facts. That's a fact, Jack. Lord is Baal's name. That's a fact. Go check it. God is a demonic name. I've seen proof that it is that Satan's name is God Rael. It's not the name of the Most High. It's a title at best, and our Creator has a name, and his name's Yahuwah, and they've taken it and lied to you. That came from Jerusalem, from the state of Israel, all that from the Vatican, from every religion that the world has seen, and it all come from Babylon, and now it's stationed in Israel, the image of the beast. So they're full of names of blasphemy. And the beast I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. Now I want to go through this a little bit with you. Let's think about what all these words are necessary. He didn't just say they look like a leopard and a bear for no reason. These words are for our benefit, for our use. What's a leopard remind you of? Well, it reminds me of that saying, a leopard don't change its spots, right? That could be why he says, I saw a beast, and the beast I saw was like a leopard. The feet like a bear. We know throughout the word that the feet of a bear it represents trampling down. So the reason he says its feet were like the feet of a bear, it isn't because they looked like a bear's feet. It's because it tramples down. If Jerusalem and Israel is the image of the beast, look at what trampling down they've done. They've done a lot of trampling, haven't they? Yes. And a leopard don't change its spots. You know those guys that started with the N back in the 40s that were killing those guys? They're all the same. It's all the same. And it don't take long to see who they are. They're all playing ping pong somewhere in Bohemian Grove right about now. That's what they are. And his mouth like the mouth of a lion. It didn't look like the mouth of a lion. The mouth of a lion is at the gates. Just like on a driveway, you know, they got the lions at the gates, the lion gate. The lion, the Most High roars from his set-apart dwelling with the voice of a lion. The image of the beast, the imposter, they roar from the house of the thief with the voice as of a lion, pretending to be a lion. There's some clues right there to put in your tool belt. And the dragon, which is Satan, gave him his power. We've proven several times. The star on their flag, that star is a hexagram, or in Latin, a sexagram. It represents the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Of the knowledge of good and evil. The doctrine that convinces you that you know knowledge, you know what's good and what's evil. But the Most High has shown us what's good and what's evil. We need to take it from him. He's chief. Is it right? Is it better to love a person or to kill a person? We got that from the Most High. Everything that's good comes from him. They teach everything that's wicked and filthy and diabolical. That's why Satan gave him his throne and great authority. And look at the authority they have. Are you an anti-Semitic? I'm an anti-Semitic now just for talking about this. And I'm not anti nothing but lies and murder and bloodshed and unrighteousness. I'm pro truth and life and love and happiness. Check the facts. And I saw one of his heads as having been slain to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the earth marveled after the beast. 1948. And they worshiped the dragon who gave the authority to the beast. That's what you're doing. You're worshiping the dragon. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast, who is able to fight with him? That's what all these believers are saying right now. That's why they're mad at Tucker today. And he was given a mouth speaking great matters and blasphemies, and he was given authority to do so 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemies against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tent. To blaspheme his tent. That should tell you right there, everything I've been telling you is the truth. How you blaspheme his tent is you make your own tent and say this is the tent. And that's what's happened. They did that to his name, his tent, and those dwelling in the heaven. And it was given to him to fight with the set apart ones, to overcome them. And the authority was given to him over every tribe and tongue and nation. If I'm telling you the truth about the image of the beast, has it not overcame the whole world? Yes, it has, hasn't it? Because no one's going home on the feast days to be there. They're all going to die. No one cares. They don't even know where it is or care to look. And all those dwelling on the earth whose names have not been written in the book of life of the slain Lamb from the foundation of the world shall worship him. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. Listen up, guys. He who brings into captivity shall go into captivity. If you keep promoting Israel, bye-bye. He who kills with the sword has to be killed with the sword. If you don't start preach, if you're preaching, if you ain't preaching the truth, if you're not breaking the word down Berean style, with the only agenda being to get it right, bye-bye. Here is the endurance and the belief of the set-apart ones. The only endurance, the only life right now is to come out of that captivity. And the only coming out is coming in to your real set-apart place. Check the facts, Jack. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll gladly reason with you.